This is Barbie, a Lusitano horse, who is here to learn how to be ridden. And my assignment was just to give her as much riding experience as possible. So that is what we have been working on. So she started out as quite a nervous type of horse, kind of a little bit spooky. So I've spent a lot of time to build trust. And she's doing quite well. I think she has gotten a lot more confident. And this will just be the first session that I'm actually filming her, which is kind of a shame because I like to also film the very first session I have with the horse, but I just didn't have the time when she arrived. So we're kind of coming to the end of her stay here, and she's gonna soon go home. But I just want to show a little bit of how I'm working with her. So even though I've started riding her and everything, I just like to start with just lunging her around a little bit, just to kind of check out her mood, see how she's feeling. And one thing I will say that we have been working on is her kind of like this, being able to trot and trot slow, because when she arrived, she would just come in here and just start trot super fast, run around a little bit like kind of frightened kind of mood. So we have been working on her just being able to walk. And then when she's trotting, only trot a little bit and trot slow. Because when I was going to start to ride her, I didn't want her to just go into a super quick, like kind of this frightened type of trot. So you can tell now she's kind of jogging a little bit. And then she's stopping and she's asking for the treat. So that has kind of been the training, that when she's going into a trot, it's only a little bit, it's slow, and that's all. I've also been working on her taking initiative to trot. So when I start to ride a horse, I first ride them in a walk. When I feel they are feeling good and comfortable in a walk, then I start with the trot. So to get the horse to trot a little bit more easily, because sometimes it's not that easy to get a horse to trot from horseback the very first time. You know, they don't really know the aids that well. So I have been rewarding her for trotting. So I want her to kind of take initiative to trot. And that has really helped me teaching her to trot from horseback. So she's doing really well. She's relaxed. She's focused. And this is kind of the mood I like her to start with. I want her to feel confident, relaxed, and just feel okay. Is it a little bit strange that I'm talking? Yeah. Okay, we're just going to do a little bit the opposite direction. Also, she's kind of quite a slim, smaller type of horse. You know, she doesn't have a lot of muscle. So I don't want to ride her way too long each time. Because if you have a horse that is kind of underdeveloped, or they haven't gotten a lot of muscle just yet, they can start very easily, quite fast, to feel the weight of the rider, maybe get a little bit, I don't want to say pain, but you know, if you have like a heavy backpack on and you're not accustomed to it, it doesn't take that long before that backpack kind of starts to feel a bit uncomfortable. And it's the same with these young horses when they don't have any muscle, they're not accustomed to carry a person. That weight is going to feel uncomfortable after not too long, you know? So I don't want to sit on her for way too long each time. So that's why I also like to spend a little bit time kind of working from the ground. And, you know, groundwork in riding is very connected. So if there are things that I have like a little bit more issues with from horseback, I can fix them a little bit from the ground. Like one thing, when we are riding on the right hand, she tends to push in on the right shoulder. So that right shoulder is coming in, and it's the same here from the ground. She likes to push that shoulder in to kind of shrink in the circle and come closer. So I can work on that from the ground as well. And you can tell now when she's in the trot, she's very relaxed. And she goes back to walk quite easily, instead of her just trotting kind of a little bit more I felt it was a little bit more like this frightened panic trot, very fast, trot canter. Now it's more relaxed. She's more left brain activated. She's thinking more. So that's good. Another thing I like to do from the ground before I ride is kind of a pre-ride exercise that I like to do. And I usually just do this before I start riding. And after the horse is kind of accustomed to me riding, I don't do this anymore. And I'm not doing this because she's not accustomed. I'm doing it because I want to work on some things that I can also work on from the ground. I don't need to actually sit on her to work on this. So that is also, coming back to me not wanting to sit on her for way too long. And it's nice to just always double check that they are comfortable. So I'm gonna put reins over. And this is gonna be very similar to riding. So we can start walking on the left hand. So one thing we have been working on is her searching down, because she has been very high up with her head. So I've been teaching her to stretch and search down, and that's kind of the latest thing we are working on now, is her being able to start to think about searching down in the trot as well, because the trot is a little bit strange because her head gets very high up and her top line gets kind of tense when the head comes that high up. So I'm teaching her to search down and stretch down. That is also going to be nice. It's going to be nice when you want to start working and developing her top line, for her to be able to stretch and more easily lift the back. So as I'm walking around, I can also, when I'm here, I can work on steering. And if she's pushing in a shoulder, I can work on that. I can work on her searching down. So it's a little bit easier with a fresh horse to kind of deal with a lot of these things from the ground, make them understand, and then you can transfer to horseback. And now she's really taking initiative to stretch on her own. I don't really have to ask for it, because she's searching for it. So I really like this. She is taking initiative to do the exercise. I really like that. So for me, I can just kind of walk here with her and wait for her to do the correct thing, and then I just reward that behavior that I'm looking for. And that is also going to be nice for the owner when she comes back. She doesn't really have to do anything with the horse. The horse is going to offer the stretch, and all she needs to do is give her treats when she's stretching. So one thing we kind of had to work a little bit extra on as well with her in the beginning was turning the opposite way. So now I'm on her left side, and if I turned to the right here and I was kind of in her blind zone like this, she would get a little bit worried. So we have been working a lot on me being on this left side and then turning her away from me. Link. The left side have been a lot better. The right side, she's been a little bit more unsure, but now it's getting quite balanced out, so that's good. The only thing I notice on the right side is that shoulder wanting to push in. So what I would have wanted to do, if she were to stay longer, I would have started to work on moving the hind legs, and then start with the leg yield. Because once the horse knows the leg yield, you can start to block that inside shoulder and start to bend around the inside leg. Because now if I need her to move out, if that shoulder is coming in, I have to use my left rein. And then I'm kind of turning her face out of the direction I'm walking. So what I would instead like to do would be to push her with my inside leg, with her kind of still looking to the right, and then push her to the left, more like a leg yield kind of maneuver. Yeah. Oh, okay da. So now before I get on, I can just work a little bit on her. And what I can do here from the ground is kind of push her with my body. So if I feel that right shoulder, like if I'm turning and I feel that right shoulder come in, I can kind of lean against her. Yeah. And push her body out. And it works with her because she's quite small. If you had a more of a big horse, you would have to probably use your hand a little bit to touch her where your inside leg would have been. But for her, it's kind of nice. It works nice when I'm just kind of leaning on her a little bit. And I'm trying to kind of plant the seed that she needs to look into the right a little bit when we are turning to the right. So I'm kind of trying to plant that seed of that bend, you know, bending in. Yeah, it's okay. So today is Saturday and my son is home and my mom is here. So they are playing outside. So she might hear some noises. Yes. Bra. Good. You're flink da. Okay. What is that? Yes. Another thing I had to work on quite a bit was this mounting block and her being comfortable with me standing above her. Took a few days to get that really good. And with the training that I do, I want the horse to be very comfortable, very safe. You know, I want to build the training on trust. So if I feel like the horse is not comfortable or nervous in any way, then I'm not getting on. So that is kind of really important to me. So as I'm preparing, I'm just giving her some treats on the right side. And I'm grabbing my reins, and then I can get on her. Just get my stirrups. A little bit better. Okay. Don't walk on this thing. No. No. That's not so good. 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 Bra. Okay. Bra. So. Ja, fint jätte. So yeah. Now she kind of got stepped and got the mounting block, but usually the first thing I do is I just get on and I give her treats on the right side and I give her treats on the left side. And that is also just to prepare her to see me from both sides. Yeah, it's okay. So I give her treats on the right, and then I give her treats on the left. And yesterday was also the first day we practiced with the door open to the arena. I've been keeping it closed, but now I'm trying to ride her with the door open, just to kind of prepare her for a little bit more distractions. Good. Okay, let's start. Okay. So I just like to start with these younger horses. I don't like to ride way too close to the wall. So I usually ride a little bit inside of the wall. And then I gradually get closer and closer to the wall. And that is just if something were to happen, if they were to spook or anything, I have a little bit more space to deal with it and I'm not getting squeezed into the wall. So that is just kind of the reason for that. So as I'm walking around, I have also been teaching her, like, if I add a little bit of pressure on the rein, I would like her to search down as well. Yeah, little. Flink da. But she's pretty much, you can tell, searching down a lot on her own at this point. So that is really nice. And it's a lot more comfortable to ride her when she's not like really up with her neck and her head. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. So after I walk a little bit on the right, it's okay. I change directions and we walk a little bit on the left. as well. Yep. And I always try to ride with as loose reins as possible, especially in a walk. She's walking in a nice speed. I don't feel like I have to hold her back or anything. I'm comfortable with her going on loose reins. And I want her to feel comfortable as well. So what you will see sometimes is that she might try to take initiative to trot because she has been rewarded for trotting. So now the new thing is also her waiting for me to actually ask her to trot. You know? Flink da, bra. So now I have been rewarding her as well a lot just for stretching. So she's a little bit more focused on the stretch at the moment. Because yesterday we practiced a lot on her just walking and I just rewarded her for stretching. So that is kind of mostly in her mind at this point. Yeah, it's okay. Focus, focus, focus. This is like a new thing she needs to work on, is being able to pass the gate when it's open. Yeah, good. And one thing I've also been doing, like in a walk, is just practice going up and down in the light seat, just to accustom her as much as possible before I actually do it in trot. But she's been fine with that. It's a little bit, I mean, her trot, it's always like that with young horses, that the trot can be a little bit strange in the beginning. It's not that balanced, or it doesn't have that good rhythm. You know, it's sometimes slow, fast, walk, stop. It's a little bit disoriented. So that's normal. But it's getting a little bit better. She read my mind. Yes. Good. Flink da. Bra. Ja, bra. Sometimes also if she's standing still and she's offering the stretch, I will just give her treats for that as well. Ja, bra. Ja, flink. And also with these guys, with these young horses, I'm not being too strict, you know, with them having to do everything perfect. Like, for example, here she just started to walk without me really asking her. But it's not the end of the world, you know. She doesn't have to learn everything perfectly right away. So now we're going to see if we can just trot a little bit. Focus. Yep. No. Good. So I just prepare my reins a little bit so they're a little bit shorter. And I give her mostly like a vocal cue. And now we're going to trot a little bit. And I'm trying now to kind of continue until she is trying to search down, because you can tell her head is very high up. So I'm just trying to kind of check if we can go until she is searching down a little bit more. So I'm trying to give her some hints on the rein. And if I feel her lowering her head just a little bit, I will stop and give her treats. Bra, flinken. Kan du få på denne siden? Bra. But I really like how relaxed she is. She's super calm. You know, she feels confident. She feels safe. And that is really the most important thing, that she feels safe, you know. She's not scared of the rider. So now it's more in her brain, like she tries to figure out what she has to do to get treats. So there's nothing fearful in her mind. She's just feeling confident, and I really like that. I think she has changed quite a lot with her confidence. I just feel she's so much more calm and relaxed. Okay, so after we have trotted, I don't immediately ask her to trot again. I just let her walk and stretch a little bit, because I don't want her to think that each time she needs to trot, it needs to be for a very long time. It's also, you know, with these young horses, they're not that strong. They're not accustomed to carry a person. It's all of these things that we have to think about. And I just want her to have positive experiences with all of this. So step by step is the way. Yeah, it's okay. And I've been spending a lot of extra time on building trust with this horse. Making her feel calm and confident has really been important to me. And yeah, now I'm just gonna wait for her to stretch a little bit better, and then I'm gonna give her some treats and she's gonna try to trot again. She's pushing a little bit in on that left shoulder, and I'm adding my left leg as a block, but I know it's not really effective just yet. It's just to kind of accustomate her to my leg being close to her. And then you will teach her more the leg cues. So the first steps of riding, it's not that much about teaching her the perfect cues from the seat and everything. You want to add it in and kind of plant the seeds about it, but she would need more training to be really good at all of these more normal cues, you know. So I will now, for example, when I want her to go, I'm adding my legs close to her body, but I'm not expecting it to work. So I will give the cues, but I'm not expecting it to work. So I'm expecting my vocal cues to work, you know. And then she will learn as time goes by. So we're going to try to trot a little bit. I'm just going to pass the gate again. And now we're again going to try to trot until she's searching down. And I feel that is kind of important before we can advance and do a little bit more in the trot, is because the trot is a little bit awkward, or it's been very awkward. So with her being very like high, tensing her back up like this. So I think that's quite important to get a little bit better. So she just has kind of a more normal, relaxed movement in her body. And I think like this, if she goes down to walk, I'm just fine. I'm not pushing her immediately. I'm just gently telling her to continue to trot. And come on. So each time she doesn't understand or she wants to walk, I'm just gently, I'm not like being strict about it, because I think it's nice that she wants to walk. Like it's better her thinking about slowing down than thinking about speeding up. So I'm just trying to hint a little bit about that head to come down. Just gently. So you can tell when she goes down to goes down to a walk, she immediately starts to search down. But when she's in a trot, it's a little bit difficult. There, the head came down a little bit. Good. Yeah. Lincoln. Bra. So now in the beginning I have to look for these small improvements. It was like that in the walk as well. She was not able to stretch all the way down in the beginning. So she was first walking a little bit awkward, and then she came down a little bit, and then she felt comfortable stretching all the way down. So it's going to be the same in a trot. It's going to be a step-by-step process for her. And this is very different from, horse to horse. Somebody will feel comfortable stretching all the way down immediately, but if a horse is a little bit more unsure, it might take a little bit more time. So I want to try one more time on the left. And then we're going to change hands and practice a little bit on the right hand as well. And I had a little bit limited space on my device, so I'm not going to be able to make that long film today. So I just want to make sure that we are able to get through the session and kind of practice the things that I want to show the owner and all of that before the storage is up. Good. Stretching really nice in a walk, really good. So we're going to shorten the reins a little bit and try again to trot. So I'm gently just adding my legs towards her, and then I'm giving her a gentle vocal sound. And also because she's quite a very sensitive horse, I'm not making that sound like super loud or super harsh. It's kind of a gentle sound. But she's getting a little bit better with her rhythm. It's kind of more the same speed a little bit all the way. It's nice and relaxed. I can have really long reins. A little bit more. And I'm not feeling her constantly trying to run faster or feel weird about the trot. Huh? Yeah, a little, yeah, that was okay. It wasn't too bad. She started to search down a little bit. Yes. I don't mind rewarding her a little bit extra, you know? Oh, the only thing you're gonna do with that is making her more confident. Good. It's no problem. Making her just feel safe, it's okay. Yeah, okay. You're gonna take on this side. Yep. Ja, flink jente. Okay, we're gonna change hands now and try a little bit on the opposite side. Ja, flink. Bra. Yes, okay. I'm gonna check the right side now. The right side has been the more strange side, but like I said, it's getting more balanced now. I don't feel that much difference on the left and the right anymore, so that is good. The only thing is like that shoulder might be pushing in a little bit on this side. But it's really nice. It's so much more comfortable to sit on her and ride her when she is searching down and not lifting the head up and getting tense through her top line. It's really uncomfortable to sit on horses when they get like that. So it just feels so much more relaxing and so much more comfortable. And for the horse as well, when they are able to stretch and walk relaxed. So it's really, yeah, it's really nice. Good. I'm just going to practice a little bit. I'm just going to check that she's able to do the turn. So you can tell, like, sometimes here she might want to look a little bit more to the outside, which is also a reason why that shoulder is kind of pushing in, because she's having a harder time looking to the right and kind of bending a little bit to the right. So it's a lot easier for her to bend to the left. So on the right, I feel her being, like, the way she's walking around is more stiff. Kind of a little bit like a trot horse or a horse with a wagon would turn around. Like they would be like more stiffly turning and not bending. And like here when I'm turning in now, she's really trying to push in that right shoulder. So I'm just gently trying to block her. Good. Bra. Linken. Bra. Just giving her some treats for that. She kind of responded to my inside leg there a little bit. Good. Flink da. Ja, bra. Nee. Yeah, don't bite my shoe. Yeah. You can get some on the left. On the left. Yeah, flink. But all in all, like, I feel very comfortable on her now. I feel good with her. I trust her. I feel like she is really trusting me as well. She's getting more and more confident, almost like a little bit cocky now, you know? I really like that, especially because she was quite nervous in the beginning. And now she's feeling very comfortable. So I love that, you know? Nothing is better than when the horse is just feeling really comfortable and they really trust you. It's a really good feeling. So now we're going to try to trot a little bit on this side, and I want to try the same. I want to see if we can keep going until she's kind of searching down a little bit. And here she has that kind of stiff turn. Good. So I'm just adding my legs a little bit close to her body. She's stretching down. And this is a good sign, because usually when I did this before, her head would just immediately come up when I was asking for the trot. And now she's kind of like, can't we just walk and stretch? So we're just gonna see if she can. Yep. And like the right side is not as as balanced as the left side. No. Come on. She's really like looking to the left, which is a little bit, it's a kind of an awkward feeling, which is why the next step I would do with her is the leg yield for sure. If I had the time, I would start with leg yield. And this is like, yeah, brah. A little bit more. Good. Yeah. I think she's also a little bit confused when I'm talking and writing. It's not something we usually do. Yeah. It's a little bit more difficult on this side because of that shoulder pushing in. And the only way to fix this is with the leg yield, you know? So it's awkward because I have to ask her to turn to the left with my left rein. And that is kind of, when I need to move her out to the left at this point, I have to turn her face to the left. So I have to make her look to the left to get her to move out because she hasn't learned to bend around the inside leg, which is something that, you know, usually comes later in the training. And I've had horses with this kind of thing before. It's working fine on one side, but on the other side, they're really pushing in on that shoulder. And you just have to kind of teach them the leg yield. So I just feel like I may not have time to teach her that. But we'll see. It would be really nice to have the effect of the bending around the inside leg, so I don't have to turn her to the left to get her on a bigger circle. But then, you know, you first have to teach her to move the hind legs from your leg cue. And then you have to teach her the leg yield after that. It's not very difficult to teach a horse, but it would require a few days to get it good. And also because she has learned so many new things lately, you don't kind of want to overload her system with another new thing. So it would be nice if we could just kind of trot a little bit more normal before she had to learn the leg yield. Try again. Yeah. Like here, you can tell she's pushing in and I have to move her out like that. And I would like her to look to the inside and not turn to the outside. And we're just gonna gently kind of adding a little pressure on the rein, seeing if she can think about searching down. And again, I have to really guide her face out to the left. You can tell here as well. Ah, there she started to lower her head a little bit. Focus. And it's awkward when you're riding around and you have to steer them to the outside. Bra! Her head came down a little bit. Good. Good. So when I'm on the right hand, I like to give the treats on the right side, mostly, if I don't want to reward both sides, but just to encourage that bend to the inside. Ja, bra! Nej, ikke bit. Nej, you're not going to get if you're biting my shoe. No. So we're just going to try a little bit on the left and then on the right, and then it's okay for today. And just getting her to think a little bit about that stretch down in the trot. Yeah. So that is what we're going to work on the next few days before she goes home. Just try to get that trot a little bit more comfortable. A little bit more balanced and organized. Yes. This is really good. Yeah. Well, each time I say something, you think it's for you. Yes. Yes, you do. Oh. No, no, no. Good. Nee. Bra. So sometimes if I feel like we're just walking and we have been walking around like this, and she's just keeping the stretch all the way, I'm just rewarding her, you know? Because then she's going to keep searching for that stretch. And at this point, I would not quit. Like later when we're going to stop the session and finish, I'm going to do it in the moment when she's searching down. So that is kind of the last thing that we are going to do. And hopefully it will be in the trot. Like we can quit in the moment after a nice trot and stop and give the treats and kind of finish off the session with that. Yeah. And if I feel like she's speeding up a little bit, I'm going to slow her a little bit down on the rein because I want her to find kind of a steady rhythm and not go slow, fast, slow, fast. So I'm trying to find this nice, relaxed, like I like this a little bit more. I like this relaxed trot. I don't want her to trot way too fast. Yeah. Like there, she speeded up a little bit. And also, you know, she needs to be accustomed to a person moving up and down on her back. You know, you can tell like she's very focused at my movement and what I'm doing, and it's hard for her to kind of just relax and search down and don't think about me going up and down on her that much. Yeah, it was a little bit better. Yeah, just a little bit more. A little bit. Good. And now she's pushing in a little bit on this side. Bra. Yeah, bra. Starting to... And this is, you know, what it's all about, just planting these seeds where she's starting to think about what she needs to do. Ja, bra. Ja, nu är du flinka. Ja, så bra. She's like, I want treats on the right side as well. You can get one more on the left. Now we're going to bend to the left. Yes. Good. Flinka. Ja, bra. Ja. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. And also, less is more. So once they kind of figure it out, you don't want to continue to ask for it too much that day. It's better to have a little bit and a little bit and build on that. If I feel like sometimes if you ask too much, after the horse is kind of finally figuring something out, they get a little bit unmotivated because you ask them again. So it's better if you're like really happy, like, yeah, that was really good. You kind of started to figure it out and then you just leave it for that day, because then it's a lot more likely that they will offer it up again tomorrow. So we're just going to try it one last time on the right side. And this was like in a walk now, I feel like it's possible to kind of add my inside leg and help her slightly move out of the way a little bit. And that is connecting back to the groundwork that I did a little bit, where I'm leaning on her with my body to push her out of the circle. So like here, she's pushing in and I'm trying to, there you go, push her back. And now we're going to see if she can do the right side a little bit better. The right is definitely the more awkward side for her. Good. And now we're going to trot now. Yes. Okay. Come on. Good. Like her, I feel her head is way too much up. And I really want her to search down just a little bit. It's really uncomfortable to trot. And it's gonna be uncomfortable for her as well when she's stiffening up her body like this. So it's not really ideal. Bra! Started to search down. Good! Done. Ja, Blinken. I think we're gonna leave it at that for today. It's Saturday today. I usually don't train them in a weekend. I just wanted to do it today to film her and film the session. So I wanted to be sure that I had time to film her a little bit. So that's why we had kind of an extra session today. So I'm just going to see if we can back up and search down a little bit before I get off. Good. Good. Good girl. Bra. Ja, så flink. And I have just a couple more days before she's going home. So hopefully we can get the trot a little bit more comfortable before that. And then, of course, she has to continue working at home and build her strength and build her balance. Yes, but I have to say I'm really happy with her. I'm very kind of proud of how far she has come with her whole calmness, because she's so much more calm and confident with the training, with me, with everything. So I think she has come a really long way in a short time. And I feel really good with her, and that's something I think is very important, is that I feel comfortable when I'm sitting on the horse. I feel safe. And I really do that with her. I feel like I can really trust her. And also I feel like she can really trust me. So I feel we have developed a really good bond and a good relationship. So yeah, she's a good little horse. Yes, okay. See you in the next video.